Well, we're in Silver City. See the McDonald's over my shoulder? I guess you can see it over both my shoulders. I came up here in front of the hotel to show you this amazing view. Look at that. There's mountains everywhere. I'm gonna go back this way. We did a really cool recovery ride this morning with a friend of Chad's, a guy named Todd, who's another bike mechanic. Look at this, there's mountains everywhere. And then there's the Econo Lodge mountain right there. So Todd took us around sort of like out there. Let me show you. Right behind me, right out there. These old mines dating back to over 100 years ago that are now used as the mine shafts. That even the ones that go underground are used for mountain biking trails. It's pretty incredible. Today is I believe, our second last day off. And on our days off, we dedicate to kids who have survived and are long-term survivors that are off treatment. So I'm going to go through a bunch of names, and some of these kids I may have already dedicated to, and this is not meant to do an impersonal job, but we simply have more survivors than we do off days. We have more kids on each one of our lists than we do days left on this ride. So I'm going to go through some names and give these kids a shout out when I do have their ages and their hometowns. I will say that. So we have Alex Hopkins, who's 19, was diagnosed in 1998. He lives in LA, where we live. There's Ashley Tranchemontaine from Cultureville, Michigan. She's 4 years old and was diagnosed in 2008. Autumn Redling from North Carolina. Of course, our friend Caitlin Russell from New Orleans. Her mom, Pam, has helped us put together this list. There's Mackenzie Nolan from Virginia Beach. There's Victoria White from Phoenix, where we're headed in a few days. There's Rachel Neely from Omaha. There's Otto Rudolph from Minneapolis. There's Monica Mathis, Chapel Hill. Cameron Dalton from Oklahoma. Nicholas Robertson, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Charlie Erdahl from Minneapolis, another Minneapolis survivor. Then, hold on, I'm just going nuts here on the scroll. Then there's Carol Guidry, who we met in New Orleans. We met her whole family in New Orleans. She was a little bit too shy to go on camera. I get it. So her mom was on in the video with the 4 moms that Joanne was in. And there's Zachary Lee from Houston, who's 6 years old. Emily Jones from Irving, Texas, who's 6. Eva White from Waukesha, Wisconsin, who's 6. My dad grew up across the street from Waukesha, Wisconsin. There's Emma Grace McFerrin from Wichita Falls, Texas. Gracie Gaston from Chicago. She's 6 and has been off treatment since September of 2008. Hold on, I got to scroll up here. The good news is there's a lot of names here. There's Mariana Crawford from Houston. There's Robbie Michael, Lincoln, Nebraska, who's 7. Andrew Barrows, age 6, from Minneapolis. Caden Kurtenbach, Lincoln, Nebraska, age 6. Reese Scolari from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. There's Elaine Marie Botcher from Hochtdorf, Germany. There's Hadley Burno from Waukesha, Wisconsin, another one. Wow. There's Hunter Druin from Derry, New Hampshire. We've been there before. Emily Ward from Elmore City, Oklahoma. And Elise Stannard from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Interestingly, I'm seeing so many patterns as I read these names and as I look at these names and cities day after day. A lot of Minneapolis, a lot of Nebraska, a bunch of Wisconsin, Milwaukee area. Pretty fascinating to look at these things. I'm not a scientist. I'm sort of assuming that there's a pattern there. I really don't know. I will tell you that we're feeling great on our day off. I went to the chiropractor, who was just down there on the other side of the Econo Lodge sign. She addressed some of my needs. Let me get McDonald's out of the background. How do I do that? Hold on. Give me a second here, folks. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Chiropractor addressed a bunch of my needs that may be sort of in the emotional power center of the body, when I told her that Pablo had passed away and we'd gone through 13 months of treatment, she immediately centered on this idea that I may be very tense in my hips, which may be causing my lower back and hamstring pain. And she used this amazing cold laser and a whole bunch of other scientific machines to work things out. And lo and behold, I felt a lot stronger in her strength tests after she did all that stuff. Rick is getting down to business with calling a bunch of his other coaching clients that are back in LA and all over the world. Chad's friend Todd and his wife are hosting our dinner tonight. So Amy's over there making pizzas that we're going to cook in their outdoor oven. And Fred and Justin are bombing around Silver City, which probably didn't take that long because it's not a big city. And Stan, the man, has been doing everything in between. So we are very much preparing to knock out the last 12 days. And we're very much preparing to hit Phoenix and have a great time with Joanna Grady and the kids at Phoenix Children's Hospital. And looks like there's about 6 riders from LA, dear friends of ours who are coming to either ride into La Jolla with us or ride all the way back to LA. Please check pablove.org or the Pablove Foundation Facebook page if you want to ride with us on November 21st. All that information is there. Please check the Pablog or pablove.org for information on the Pablove Across America homecoming concert at the Avalon. We've just announced Band of Horses as the headliner. Shirley Manson is playing. Charlotte Martin is playing. A really great band that we can't talk about, unfortunately, until the day of the show are playing. That was really lame of me to say that. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is playing as his singer-songwriter persona, the Night Watchman. We've got Tom from Against Me, which is just amazing. I'll fill you in a little bit more about his story later on. Boy, I wish I had all the information in front of me. A bunch of other great artists are playing. And check out the tickets. We've got all the links on all of our websites. We're going to have Josh from Songs for Kids strolling around in between bands and playing kids songs. So if you want to bring your children, that's awesome. The show will be over at 10:30, which I know is a late night even for 6 to 7-year-olds. But if you're inclined to do this once, we'd love if you did it on November 21st. Okay, here's the deal. I got to go. Bye.